Welcome back to the podcast where we tackle real life money matters with real life solutions. Before we begin, I wanted to go back a couple weeks ago when I experienced something truly special at the Breathe retreat. Rest in every sense of the word, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. I just allowed myself to let go. And why not? Even though it was in January, nature was breathtaking. And as if it was standing ready to receive the weight of everything I needed to release. I felt lighter just being there. The retreat offered several powerful sessions, breathing and relaxation techniques, guided reflections on goals, and even vision board creation. It was such a joy to do this alongside other incredible women, each of us embracing fresh perspective for the year ahead. I finally treated myself to a spa session and got my nails done. Gel matte polish for the first time ever. I've always gone for a glossy finish, but I must say I love the matte look. It's a small change, but I felt like a fresh start. And another highlight from this retreat, I brought home my very own terrarium. We had a hands-on session where we arranged moss, dried wood, stones, gems, and live plants into beautiful little ecosystems. It was calming, creative, and deeply fulfilling. But the moment that truly touched my soul, the performance by songwriter Allie Levanway. Friends, when she sings, she doesn't just perform, she moves you. Her voice reaches the deepest parts of your heart, lifting and turning your emotions to a place of peace, beauty, and hope. I can't recommend her music enough, so I'll leave a link in the show notes for you to listen and also be inspired. And a huge thank you to Teresa Nix for organizing this retreat so beautifully and thoughtfully. Every detail, every session, and every experience felt intentional and uplifting. Because of you, my friend, we all left feeling lighter, renewed, and ready to embrace what's ahead. And now, I'm so inspired to get back to you, my friends, with new energy, enthusiasm, new ideas, and so much to share. So, back to simple money systems. Today, we are talking about a big mistake many of us make when trying to budget. Actually, 3 big mistakes. You might be budgeting your heart out, but if you fall into these common traps, you could be setting yourself up for a failure. So by the end of today's episode, you'll know exactly how to dodge these pitfalls and make budgeting something that works for you without the frustration. Welcome to the Simple Money Systems. This is the go-to podcast for exceptional women who are eager to pay off their debt and live a fearless, meaningful life with confidence and joy. Hi, Diana Gallas here. I am a mom to a special needs child, a caregiver to a loved one, and the host of this show for you, who is determined to break free from debt without sacrificing what you value most. Discover here simple money strategies to set you free from debt culture, money wasting, and ever-changing mode of currency and market volatility. If you're ready to say yes to a debt-free life and exchange everything that hasn't worked for a plan that will, Results that are undeniable, like peace of mind, better sleep, improved mood, and more money in your pocket? This podcast is for you. Hug your bug or boo, roll up those sleeves, and get your life out of debt into your freedom land with confidence. Managing money doesn't have to be overwhelming. It just takes the right guidance, practical steps, and a little accountability. That's why I've created a weekly newsletter just for you, my friend. Every week, I'll bring you simple, actionable tips to help you stay informed, engaged, and in control of your finances. Whether it's budgeting smarter, saving more, or making confident financial decisions, this newsletter will keep you on track without the boring financial jargon. So, if you're ready to take charge of your money in a way that actually works for your life, go to the show notes below this episode and click the link to sign up. Let's build financial confidence together. Now I want to share a bit of my money journey with you. When I first tried budgeting, I searched for the perfect template that could fit all my needs. But no matter what I used, I would make little mistakes, miss things, and eventually give up altogether. I thought budgeting was all about restriction and sacrifice. Boy, was I wrong. Then, I came across a super simple 2-line budget that completely changed the game for me. It helped me save money, pay off my credit cards, car loan, student loan, and even my mortgage. It was a total breakthrough, and now I want to share it with you. You've been struggling to make budgeting work. I've got you. My budgeting program is designed to help you untangle your finances using this easy method. You don't have to do it alone. Friend, I'll walk with you every step of the way. Check out the link below this episode or visit dianagalas.com. It's my website at dianagalas.com. So you can learn more. Oh, and also on my website, I put together a wealthy quiz to help you assess your financial health. It's a great way to see where you stand and get some practical tips to strengthen your money game. Head over to the website and take the quiz right now at dianagalas.com. Okay, let's go to the 3 common pitfalls so you can avoid when trying to instill financial discipline through simple budgeting method. Pitfall number 1, the one size fits all. So the thing is, your budget should fit your life, not the other way around. So the first misconception that many people assume there is only one correct way to budget. Following a strict template or trying to copy a finance influencer or use an app that doesn't actually fit your needs. Friends, we live, every single one of us, we live in all different realities. That's why we have to have different budgets, right? So a single person's budget will look very different from a family's, right? What works for a 2-income household won't work for a freelancer with irregular income. If your budget is too rigid, you'll burn out and quit because it will be just too restrictive for you to follow through. Then not everyone wants to spend the same percentage of their income on food, travel, or savings because it just doesn't reflect your priorities. So, what to do about this? I recommend to choose a method that fits your life. There are all kind of budgeting methods like zero-based, then 50-30-20 rule, or other type of budgeting programs. I invite you to join my simple 2-line budget program that I have created for you. So it will be an easy and simple way for you to get control over your finances. It's important that you can adjust your budget easily and as you need it. Your budget should evolve with your life changes. Maybe your child went to school, so you have more time to tackle another job or another income. You decided to go to school and increase your professional knowledge. All these life changes need to reflect your budget. It's very important when you work on your budget, prioritizing what matters to you, not what some finance expert says, right? So you can make it personal. For example, I once tried a strict budgeting rule that said I could only spend $50 a week on groceries. That might work for a single person, but for my family, let's just say we weren't about to live on a ramen and peanut butter sandwiches forever, right? Now, your budget should be a reflection of your life, not a generic set of rules. All right, now let's look into pitfall number 2, the all or nothing mentality. So the main point here is one bad month or week doesn't mean budgeting isn't working. So the misconception here is if I mess up my budget once, I might as well give up. Many people think if they go over in one category or miss a savings goal, the whole budget is ruined. And this can be troubling for you to keep in charge of your money, because this creates unnecessary guilt. Instead of adjusting, people feel like they failed. Also, this type of mentality encourages overspending. Just by thinking that you already went over your budget, you might think that, well, I'll just splurge more. And this also makes budgeting feel stressful. If you see it as a rigid set of rules rather than a flexible plan, it's easy to quit and give up. So let's look how we can help you here. Try to think about budgeting like a GPS, right? Not a strict rule book. If you take a wrong turn, you don't abandon your trip. You just recalculate, adjust, and keep going. If you overspend one month, balance it out next month. I also recommend to use a safety net fund. Having a buffer for unexpected expenses can prevent a budget spiral. And also in my program, in my debt-free budgeting program, first thing I teach is set up your safety net fund, right? Or your special needs fund, whatever you want to name it. Let's say in 1 month, your surprise car repair can completely blow up your budget. And of course, you can feel defeated, like you failed it at budgeting. But this is why exactly I have an emergency fund. Budgets aren't meant to be perfect. They're meant to help you roll with life's surprises. All right? Now, so messing up your budget doesn't mean you failed. It means you're a human. All right, let's go and look at pitfall number 3. Focusing only on restriction instead of empowerment. Friend, your budgeting isn't about punishment. It's about financial freedom. So, the misconception here is you might see budgeting here as a cutting back instead of taking control. Maybe you associate it with sacrifice rather than intentional spending. Because budgeting feels like deprivation. And if budgeting is just about what you can't have, you'll start resenting it. When you are focusing on only restrictions, it doesn't encourage long-term habits. No one wants to live in a constant state of restriction. Also, thinking this way can lead to burnout. If you never allow any fun money, you'll eventually break and overspend. I want you to try to shift your mindset. Thinking this way, budgeting is financial freedom, not financial punishment. By including joy in your budget, set aside money for things that make life enjoyable. Something like your favorite food, your hobbies, maybe travel. Focus on what you're gaining, not losing, all right? Focus on more security, more peace of mind, and more financial control. A few years ago, I thought budgeting meant cutting out all unnecessary spending. I stopped buying coffee, avoided dinners out, and said no to fun activities. But you know what happened? I got miserable and then splurged all at once. Now, I budget for fun on purpose and I never feel guilty about it. So, the budgeting should make your life better, not miserable. So, let's recap what we covered today. Okay, pitfall number 1. Your budget should fit you, not the other way around. Number 2. One bad month doesn't mean you failed. Just adjust, right? And number 3, budgeting should feel empowering, not restrictive. Have you ever fallen into one of these budgeting traps? Friend, what helped you? I want to know what helped you to get back on track. Send me a message or leave a comment. Let's chat about this. Okay, budgeting isn't about perfection. It's about progress, right? Give yourself grace, stay flexible, and keep moving toward your goals. You got this. Now, friends, if you loved today's episode about common pitfalls to avoid when trying to instill financial discipline through budgeting, and found it engaging and informative, I would truly appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Your feedback not only helps others discover this podcast, but also keeps me motivated to bring you more practical money conversations. Also, don't keep this episode to yourself. Share it with a friend who could use some budgeting wisdom. And if you haven't already, hit that follow button so you never miss an episode. Friend, continue to stick to your budget. Keep on squirreling away those savings. Thank you for tuning into the Simple Money Systems podcast. I hope you found this episode insightful, and I truly believe that a mom like you can be an inspiration to many others just by simply sharing this podcast and leaving a path of precious gems for those moms who are yet to find them. So together, we can create a community of exceptional moms who stand behind each other. Would you share it with other ladies so they can also find a way to a purposeful, debt-free life? Your precious gem is yet to shine. Get it out and share your light with others. Take a good care of yourself, and I meet you right back here at the Simple Money Systems, where your financial freedom journey begins.